So, welcome back everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video so far. In the last couple of videos, we made a dissection of the overall typical training day to identify how we can map it to a remote setting. And we already took a little bit closer look to the topic of infrastructure, how it could look like, what our goals should be. You remember, provide a single point of entry. After the preparation of the infrastructure, we are approaching now the second part of the preparation phase, which I like to call participant preparation. So the thing is, no matter how simple your infrastructure looks like and how well your single point of entry is designed, in the end it is something new for the participants, which could cause confusion. And so it's good to prepare the participants so that when the training starts, you really have a smooth start, everything works out, and no unwanted surprises are being encountered. So what we are doing in our relationship, in our participant preparation phase, is basically that we are addressing three individual goals. The first one is the general building of a relationship. So we use this time to do the general socialization. And what I also like to do, either in on-site trainings or in remote trainings, is I always try to find a friend. In the training, sometimes you have people who really don't want to be there, who are annoying. And so one of the key competences of a trainer is to concentrate on the positive people. So if you concentrate on the negative people, you will find yourself in a negative mood, which is reflected in your training quality. So I always try to find a friend in advance, which I can use in the startup to have a brief chat, to share a joke or whatever. And that's also what I do during the relationship building phase, straight in advance of such a training. The second thing addressed in the participants preparation phase is to prepare the participants themselves, to help them familiarizing with the technology and infrastructure, just to ensure that there is no additional noise introduced when they are confronted with all the different things when the training starts. So the ideal situation is that when the call opens, everyone already knows where to find the things, how the tools are working and stuff like that. And the third, maybe a minor but nonetheless important topic, is expectation management. In that case, that as a trainer, I really want to have the participants to turn the camera on, because this is very important for me to get a feeling if they understood, if they need a break, if I should increase the speed or something like that. So I want them to turn the camera on. But if I inform them about my expectation in that case right when the training has started, and they are probably not prepared, maybe they have a bad hair day or I don't know, then this is a kind of stress that we can avoid. So I already want to ensure that they understand my expectation, that when the training starts, I want to see them on the camera as well. So let's take a look how we can handle all these things. So first of all, our starting point is that the infrastructure is up and running. So we prepared everything. We have added the participants maybe to our teams or to our environment, whatever we have. And then something like 2 weeks before the training takes place, we are sending an invitation mail to them, which gives them all the necessary information in just one brief mail. And the necessary information typically contains the basic information about the training. We deliver some code of conduct. I will talk about this in a minute. And I also deliver 2 tasks that need to be fulfilled by the participants. So one of the tasks is that they need to introduce themselves in the mural that I provide. And the second one is that I require them to post a simple hello world message in the chat. That's what I ask the participants to do for. And my tasks as a trainer during this preparation phase is to catch up on the introduction of the mural. So I show some reaction, I try to establish some interaction. So I'm just, I'm reflecting on what they say to show that the trainer is already there, also right before the training takes place, and to already see how they are doing. And I use this time the introduction, the mural, and the chat conversation that they started with a hello world message for active relationship building. So basically, yeah, I try to get a conversation started to provide a situation that I meet people in the training that I already know to a certain degree. And of course, by triggering this activity 2 weeks in advance, we already have some time to fix technical issues just in case if they occur. So that's basically what happens 2 weeks before the training. And I have to admit that this sounds like a big task, like, wow, why should I work 2 weeks before the training day takes place? But in my experience, this is the most valuable time investment that we can make, because that's our chance to organize how the training will take place later on. So let's take a look to the individual aspects, how we can handle them. So first of all, the code of conduct. I mentioned before, together with the invitation mail, we send out the code of conduct, which basically has 3 points like be active in the participation, turn your camera on, mute your microphone if you're in a noisy environment. That's everything fine and nothing unusual, but my real message here, or the real goal I try to achieve here is I want the participants to turn the camera on. So 2 weeks in advance, they find themselves in the knowledge that, okay, I have to use my camera. And I learned if I tell them 2 weeks in advance, it's not a stressful situation for them. Simple thing, but with a lot of value inside. The second thing is I asked them to introduce themselves on a mural. So what I do in every training is I'm creating an introduction mural like the one that you see straight behind me, where basically I introduce myself. So I'm telling them a few things about myself, sharing some personal information, and then I prepared different frames for the individual exercise groups. And the task for the participants is that they should provide a photo of themselves and integrate it, and they should write their expectations and their background on some sticky notes. So this has two value points for me. On the one hand, they are already practicing how to work with Mural. So when we later jump into the exercises, I don't need to explain the tool anymore. They already had time to practice in a safe environment, uh, at home alone, right before the training. And the second thing is, I already have the basic information that I want to have, like the background of the participants and their expectations. And this gives me the chance that during the introduction round, instead of asking, tell us a few words, which could exceed every time limit from time to time, instead of that, it gives me the chance to make a moderated introduction. Like I'm addressing them by name and I see, you have been writing this and that. Can you explain that point? So this gives me a good opportunity to be better in time management, especially in the introduction round, which sometimes is uncalculatable. An additional hint here is, depending on your target group, if they maybe are, I don't know, if they are no digital natives, or if they have a background different from IT, or if they are not so used to work with IT, then you also can provide a brief introduction video, like 2 minutes, which shows them the basics, how to work with Mural, how to use a sticky note, how to place it, how to insert a picture, something like that. Again here, this is some valuable time investment, because if the people are already used to work with Mural, then you save a lot of time during the exercises on the one hand, and you avoid distraction from the exercise tools on the other hand, because they are used to it. So that's the introduction mural. And the second task that I ask them to do is to post a hello world message in our chat. And then typically we have, as you can see straight behind me, in this screenshot of the chat, then you have a conversation going on when you can start first of all, you can give a reaction if they post hello world, you can start asking questions, you can share a joke, you can use the GIF function to, I don't know, to share cat content pictures. So this is basically a very good way to establish a kind of a relation between you and the participants. And I always say, if you take 5 to 10 minutes a day, yeah, once in the morning, I use 5 to 10 minutes to browse through all my trainings which are in the preparation phase and to interact with the participants. And this is a very good point to lower the barrier, to establish the relation, yeah, and to maybe also identify who could be a friend in the training to start with the talks in the morning to get everything running. So to summarize this topic, the thing is that the relationship layer, as we learned in the first lections, is one of the most important things because it determines or it defines how the content layer will work out. In a remote training, building the relationship is difficult if everyone just pops in at 9 o'clock in the morning when the training call starts. So the relationship building task is something where we have the opportunity in remote trainings. It's something that we can do in advance. It doesn't cost much time, it doesn't cost money, and it gives us the confidence to already prepare the participants on the one hand, and it gives the participants the chance that they also can familiarize with the technology, and they know that I expect them to show a camera. So the conclusion in this point basically is already mentioned is, yes, it takes a little bit time outside the training day, but it's one of the most valuable time investments that you can make, because this is the moment where you really have a huge possibility to shape the outcome of the training straight in advance. Yeah, so that's it in terms of preparation. So we considered the technical preparation, the infrastructure, how to provide a single point of entry. We complemented this with some new thing like the participants introduction. And in the next video, we are going to take a look at the training day itself. And there we will specifically consider how to design the choreography and how to do the orchestration during the training day. So then, see you in the next video.